Level 1. The Rookie Candidate. You step off the transport bus at the Redmond Air Center in Oregon in the crisp, dry air of early June. You are 21 years old. The base is surrounded by ponderosa pines, heavy cargo planes, and the smell of wood smoke and jet fuel. The instructors watching you are veteran jumpers, men who look at you with a quiet, hard intensity. They know that only a fraction of you will survive rookie training. They know that a single mistake on a mountain ridge doesn't just mean a failed test, it means being overrun by a wall of fire. Your life is now a physical and mental gauntlet. You spend 10 hours a day doing military-grade conditioning, dragging heavy logs, and running miles through rugged terrain. You must pass the pack test, carrying an 85-pound pack over 3 miles in under 45 minutes. You train on the muck tower, practicing exits from a simulated aircraft door and learning how to steer a parachute into a tight, heavily forested landing zone. You spend nights under a dim lamp, memorizing wind drift calculations and learning how to sew and repair your own heavy Kevlar jump gear. You are exhausted, your muscles are constantly burning, and you think about packing your bags every night. But you don't. You want the wings. You want to prove you can survive the jump before the forest burns. Level 2. The Hotshot Crew Member. 4 years have passed, and you are now 25. You survived rookie training and joined an active interagency hotshot crew. You make $55,000 a year with hazard pay. But the reality of fighting fire is nothing like the training yard. Your workspace is the active fire line. You do not jump from planes yet. You are on the ground, carrying a heavy Pulaski axe and a chainsaw. The air is thick with blinding, choking pine smoke. Your face is covered in black soot, and your yellow Nomex shirt is stained with sweat and dirt. You spend 18 hours a day digging trenches through rocky soil, cutting down massive burning trees to starve the fire of fuel. The ground beneath your heavy leather boots is hot enough to melt the glue in your soles. You sleep on the hard dirt in a paper sleeping bag, waking up at 4 in the morning to do it all over again. You carry a small, foil-wrapped emergency fire shelter on your hip. This is your absolute last resort. If the wind shifts and the fire traps you, you must unpack this foil tent, lie flat on the burning ground, and hope the wall of flame passes over you without baking you alive. You do the work, clear the line, and survive the shift. Level 3. The Smokejumper. You are 31 years old. You have spent years on the hotshot crews, and you have finally earned your Smokejumper wings. You make $80,000 a year. You are now the elite first responder of the wilderness. When a lightning strike starts a fire in a remote, inaccessible canyon, the alarm rings at the base. You put on your heavily padded Kevlar jumpsuit built thick to protect your body from sharp branches during tree landings. You strap on your main parachute, your reserve chute, and your 80-pound pack containing a Pulaski tool, water, and rations. You board the Twin Otter jump ship. You fly over the burning wilderness. The jump door opens, and the cold wind rushes into the cabin. The spotter throws down colored streamers to measure the wind drift. When the spotter taps your shoulder, you jump. You plunge into the empty air, steering your square parachute toward a tiny clearing surrounded by towering, burning Douglas firs. You crash through the branches, land on the forest floor, quickly discard your chute, and immediately grab your tools to fight the fire alone. You are miles from any road, and there is no help coming. Level 4. The Spotter. By your late 30s, you are 38. Your knees are worn down from years of landing on rocky mountain slopes, and your back is stiff from carrying heavy packs. You are now the spotter, the mission commander. You sit in the co-pilot seat of the jump ship, looking out over thousands of acres of burning forest. You make $110,000 a year, but the mental burden is immense. You do not jump anymore. Your job is to analyze the fire and keep your jumpers alive. You look at the smoke columns, analyzing the wind direction and fuel types. You throw the drift streamers and calculate exactly where the jumpers must exit the plane to land safely in the tiny wilderness clearings. You are the link between the plane and the ground. You watch through binoculars as your jumpers exit the door, counting the canopies as they open. If the wind shifts suddenly or if the fire crowns, jumping from treetop to treetop, you have to make the hardest decisions. You are the one who decides whether to abort the mission and recall the jumpers, or call in air tankers to drop retardant to save them from being trapped. You sit in the vibrating cabin, listening to the roar of the engines and the radio traffic, carrying the lives of your crew on your shoulders. Level 5. The Incident Commander. After 30 years in the fire service, you are 51. You have retired from active jumping and now run major wildfire campaigns as the Incident Commander. You live in a quiet house in the suburbs, but your mind is permanently wired for fire. You walk through your neighborhood and involuntarily assess the fuel load of the dry brush near the houses. You check the wind direction out of habit, making sure the breeze isn't carrying the scent of smoke. Your sleep schedule is permanently broken. You still wake up at 3 in the morning, your heart racing, expecting to hear the base siren ring, expecting to hear a voice on the radio telling you that a fire has overrun a crew in the mountains. You look at a wooden shadow box on your study wall. Inside is your old Kevlar jump helmet, covered in scratches and soot, sitting next to your silver Smokejumper wings. Somewhere right now, a 21-year-old kid is stepping off a bus at the Redmond Air Center at 3 in the morning. He's nervous, his bag is packed, and his mind is filled with excitement. He has no idea about the choking smoke, the heavy packs, the terrifying jump into the burning trees, or the weight of the forest he will carry for the rest of his life. But he'll learn. They always do. The wind shifts, the fire burns, and the cycle continues.